Guess what? Your boy's got 3 more subscribers today. Famous. Not only did I, the 2 I lost yesterday, I got a couple more there. We got 1 extra today. Thanks for subscribing. Woo! It's about to give up. Back in full swing. 39 people. 1 away from 40. I'm screaming at the camera again. Just got the mic. Yeah, no, I'm not even kidding. So, here I am. Anyway, I was laughing. I made a video on just driving around here before this because I was hungry and I was thinking about going to a drive-thru, and I won't do it anymore. Forget them. So I'm back on the bacon. The only thing is, though, what's worse really for you? Think about it. What's worse? Do you think having a little BL sandwich, poor man's, I'm calling it the poor man's sandwich, the poor man's BLT. It actually did a great video using that title, poor man's BLT. So I'll keep it, you know. What do you think's worse for you? Do you think the poor man's BLT is worse than eating at one of these fast food dumps? Anyway, I was laughing and thinking about how poor I was in Texas and stuff. I always think back, once you've eaten pigeons, okay? I plucked them birds, them sassy birds. I shot them, plucked them, and ate pigeons, okay? Once you do that, you think about it once in a while. It pops in your head. In Texas, that was probably 2009 or something. I was drinking and stupid and goofy, and I was drinking so much I didn't leave the house, and I was eating pigeons anyway. I told the story, you know, shooting them off the power lines, plucking them and eating them, and I was thinking today, I wonder if I opened up a restaurant called Matt's Pigeons, you know, and the silhouette would be me in a silhouette or whatever, ripping the feathers off, and the feathers are flying in there, you know, of the bird, you know, like a big black silhouette of me plucking feathers and throwing them in there and making pigeon birds, pigeon sandwiches or something. Start my own restaurant, my own fast food chain, cooking pigeons. Hey, they made shooting pigeons and eating them in 50 states legal. I'm pretty sure every state you can shoot and eat pigeons anytime you want. There's not even a limit on it. So it sounds crazy, but nobody ate tilapia. People hated tilapia. They're considered the dirtiest fish there is. And now you could get them for, I forgot how much a pound when people started first eating tilapia, and now you can't even hardly get them. Restaurants are charging big money for tilapia. A lot of stuff. Pigeons weren't that bad the more I think about it. What made it so bad was looking at the poor little devils, you know. Anyway, I got such a kick out of that. I got 39 subscribers. That could almost fill a whole restaurant at That could fill a whole public restaurant. 39 subscribers. I'm famous. I am famous. Anyway, I was driving around drive-thrus here before I got here. You'll see my videos up and talking about how dirty they've done us, you know. And I did it in all fairness. I did it at a fair time. It's late now, but I was working on doing the video and everything. It was 6 o'clock when I left here. So, and I didn't even check nothing. I just straight up drove there, and I think out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or something restaurants, I seen maybe 7 cars. I'm talking Taco Bell, Arby's. They're getting what they deserve for how they're treating the public. I can't wait to see what happens with their companies because, like I said, you get a company out there, I was kidding about the pigeons, but if you get a company out there that just started treating people good, you could sell them almost anything. That's what I'm trying to say. You could sell them almost anything. People are so sick of not getting value in their food. Could you imagine how cheap we could throw some barbecue sauce on and how cheap we could sell a pigeon sandwich? $2.99. People would be giving us the pigeons in New York. You could probably pay the bums to shoot the pigeons, which is legal, and then sell them to the restaurant. You probably start a pigeon restaurant. And if you got Mike Tyson involved, oh, no, that wouldn't be a good idea. No, he'd probably go nuts. I never even thought about that. He loves pigeons. Not a good idea. We can't get him involved. That would be massacre. Then again, who knows? Who knows in this world? But yeah, Pigeons. We sell pigeon burgers. Like on Trailer Park Boys, they had Bluebird. Remember the Blue Jay bird? The Blue Jay with the feathers sticking out. Randy. I made you a burger, Randy. There's feathers. Lady. It's a dirty Blue Jay. Yeah, we wouldn't shoot Blue Jays. Those are protected. But I'm pretty sure pigeons are legal, so I don't know how I got on that topic, but I was in there thinking about fast food, and I'm like, Matt Switch's Pigeons would be an awesome little restaurant. Nick, what do you think? We put up a little stand next to it. If they can't afford your hot dogs, I'll shoot fresh pigeons for them. Yeah, I got a kick out of that. I got 39 subscribers. Feels pretty good, actually. I'm not going to lie to you. It sounds crazy, but yesterday I was going to give up and call it quits, and then today So tell your friends and family, or don't tell any. I'm just kidding. You don't have to. Don't do that. But you know, word of mouth. You never know. But yeah, I came home and I decided I'm going to eat here again, and bacon's probably not good for me, but whatever. My buddy's going fishing tomorrow, ice fishing, and I need fresh content bad, so I think I'm gonna find a way to get out there on the ice and just do some recording. Prop a pull up. Believe it or not, I haven't been drinking Mountain Dew today. My first one. But with dinner, I'm having one. I'm trying to just be moderate the best I can. Trying to do things more in moderation, you know? I love these. If you guys haven't had, you don't need the tomatoes. You don't need the cheese. There's a flavor to this that you just don't understand. It's so simple. The butter and the bread, the bacon, 3.5 pieces I put on each, and lettuce. When you start adding all that other slop to it, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's preference and stuff, and I don't mind that stuff either, but there is something to be said about just the simplicity of the poor man's BLT. Bread, lettuce, bacon. There's just something simple about it that oh yeah. I'd be shooting them pigeons. You don't get much meat off them. So you need like 8 pigeons, 10 pigeons for 2 people, right? And I'm living in the hood back then. I mean, the real hood. Not just like on my videos, I showed some little poor places. I mean, 1250 East Mulberry Avenue. Anybody from Texas will know where that was back then. They tore that place down. I mean, it tore down. It was near downtown. Now the Riverwalk in San Antonio and everything is real nice. Real bad housing. Real bad. Anyway, at night, we'd have to walk up past, there's a Planet K there and stuff, and you'd have to walk behind the trees because you just never knew if somebody might think that you're somebody else and make target practice out of you. It was bad. And where was I going with this? So during the day I'd be out there shooting pigeons, right, that I was going to eat. It only went on for a little while because I couldn't stomach them, but I was poor and hungry. And when somebody just got killed arguing over food that week, Well, one guy got killed trying to rob a drug dealer. Anyway, and but another one got killed trying to. They arguing over a sausage. You know, that's how poor people were in the courtyard. Somebody got shot to death arguing over I think it was sausage. Don't quote me. I think it was sausage, and somebody pulled out a big long old school cowboy gun and shot somebody, blew him away. It was like a 357 or a 44 or something. But anyway, so I wasn't asking nobody for their sausages or their nothing. You didn't ask nobody for nothing unless you had something to trade, you know. Anyway, that's a story for another day. I was shooting these damn pigeons. And wouldn't you know, if the cats weren't hungry and poor, they'd steal my pigeons. You won't even see the cats. This is a true story. Listen. 100% true story. Look at my eyes. I'd shoot a pigeon. By the time it hit the ground off the power line, I'd be chasing after the cats, would run and grab the pigeon for dinner. No kidding. I'm not even kidding you. One time somebody's house cat got out or something, picked up one of the pigeons, and then a couple days later, I didn't hear nothing. I heard a lady screaming. An old lady was living there. Sometimes there was old, you know, even though it was a ghetto, you'd have really old lady that had nowhere else to live, and people would usually leave her alone. Got to be, but not always. Sometimes the teens or whatever, they didn't care. They'd mess with anybody. But she was screaming, and we looked up there, and her house cat brought home the dead pigeons all rotted. Waited a couple of days in the sun and brought the pigeons home for their mommy. Or the whatever you call her, you know, when you're a cat person. I love cats. Probably call her cat mom. She was like 90, and I damn near gave her a heart attack because I shot that pigeon, and the cat picked it up, ran away with it, and then must have had a hiding spot for it or something, and then brought it to her as a present, and the thing stunk, and the old lady was looking at this goddamn pigeon, and she didn't know it was me, but my God, if she didn't almost have a heart attack over it. But anyway, it only lasted a week, and that was it. I couldn't stomach it. I couldn't stomach it, you know? The plucking the little pigeons. I didn't think I was going to do a whole talk on pigeons, but I don't know as if people wouldn't eat at the restaurant. It's crazy of an idea as it is, and it sounds just nuts. If the meat was presented right, in the right sauce, and they don't have to deal with any of the plucking or cleaning, because would people really like chickens if they knew what went into plucking and cleaning them, you know, and then putting it on the plate? A lot of people can't stomach that. That's why we live in a society the way we do. So it sounds off the wall, but it really isn't that off the wall. Get them for nothing. And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember her name, but she lived one row up. We lived in rises, and then they had courtyards. It was like a prison, basically. Two big buildings that look at each other, overlooking a pool that didn't have no water. And there was like 4 complexes, 4 different sets in 2 complexes. Anyway, she lived right above down one of the hallways there. And I heard her screaming, and God be damned if I didn't walk around and look. And then kind of creep up the steps and look and see the cat had stole one of my pigeons, and it was rotting, and brought it to her. You know, because her cat loved, that's what cats do. They'll bring you animals. And I'll be damned if I didn't kill that lady. She was screaming. Damn near killed that lady just out of shock when she smelt that rotten corpse. True story. And I still didn't think there was no problem with my life. Yeah. Wild. Pretty stupid. Yeah, that's the story of the day, though. I got 39 subscribers, and I'm just making... When I seen that, I couldn't believe it. I was ready to give up. I'm like, I better just pop out a couple more videos because at least I got... For the algorithm, maybe I'll catch another one and I'll break 40, you know? I was all ready to give up yesterday. It don't sound like much like that to you guys, but I don't think there's too many people that are as happy as me with the 40 subscribers already. If I get 40 in, I don't know. You know what the hardest part is? Trying to be yourself on camera. I don't want to play somebody, and I'm usually wild. Most of my friends know that and stuff. It's hard to be wild on camera because you're not with somebody you're not getting any feedback, you know? You don't know how to act because if I had my buddy here and I was telling the story, his facial expressions and stuff naturally feed into a story, and you get feedback, you know what I mean? So it's hard to be yourself when you don't have feedback, you know? It's like being in solitary confinement. I've been there a couple times. One time for a while, actually, I don't know how long. I eventually got a job. They gave you a book, they gave you a phone book, and the only way out was to get a job. And you could, the only thing you could do is call for, you had to okay it with them to call the place to look for an interview. Hardee's gave me a job. Hardee's did. On the night shift. Nobody wanted it, so they went out of their way so I got to get out of jail. But true story, but in a fucking cell, you don't get out of it, no windows. They had, you walk in, you had a little TV up here locked in a box. It actually worked. It was all scratched up, but it worked. A little TV was only this big, looking down on you. So you walk in the cell, the door swings open to a hallway. You walk in, they never open it. You get in, and it's about the size of this kitchen. You walk in, you had the little TV right here, a little table right here. You had, and the bed's against the wall, and I can't remember how many people in the shower was to the left. No hot water at the time. And I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you the story because I got into it. And it's called Huber. Anyway, the hole at Huber. But there was how many guys in there? I want to say 7. I think that way. 1, 2, 8 people could live in this kitchen. It was 8. I think we had 7 in there. The size of this kitchen. Was it 7? Somewhere between, I can't remember no more. I think it was 5 or other people or 6. Enough for these guys. 2 bunk beds, I think. 4 bunk beds. Yep, 4 bunk beds. So they could fit 8. I think we had 7 total. And the only way out ever, you're not getting out for nothing else. Nothing. You're not allowed out, period. You live in this size. That's it. For until you get a job or your sentence is up. Cold water shower. The tiny little TV, which actually worked. Sometimes they didn't, but that one actually worked. And you just sit around there with 7 other guys, 6 or 7 other guys in this room this size. And they're always snoring. But anyway, it took me 3 weeks, I think, to get a job, or a month. I can't remember, 3 weeks or a month. I got one job, so they let me out because there was a notorious job called the Animax, I believe. And nobody ever wants to clean the cow shit when the cows are getting transferred to the slaughterhouse. Nobody wants to clean the trailers out that the cow is pooping. It's cancerous. It's disgusting. They spray poop everywhere because they're scared in these big metal trailers. And nobody wants to do it. So they let me out for that. And I didn't even make it one day. Take me back to the hole. Take me back. One day I made it. with all the gloves and the suits and the smell and the heat, I'd rather be in the hole. Anyway, I finally got a job at Hardee's, true story. I got the night shift. It was awesome. It turned out to be awesome. I had to work really hard, believe it or not, back then. You had to work hard at Hardee's. I had to clean the whole restaurant at night, do all the work. And but this camera might run out of time, so. Well. Girls would flash me at night in the drive-thru. My boss was really cool. I was all by myself, and I had a lot of fun there. Work overnight, clean the restaurant, handle all the customers. It was open 24/7 at the time. Girls from high school and stuff stop by and see me. And anyway, then it was back to jail. It's like, I think I did 10 at night till 6 in the morning. Anyway, thanks for watching. Love you guys.